Well, joining me now is retired Navy Rear Admiral, former White House Chief Medical Advisor, and author of the book Holding the Line, A Lifetime of Defending Democracy and American Values. Texas Republican Congressman Ronny Jackson is here. Congressman, great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Grant. Great to be with you.
Congressman, it seems like they didn't see anything coming, doesn't it?
Grant, the wheels are coming off this administration. I've been saying it for a long time. Obviously, I was saying well before he was elected as president, or, before he became president, that he wasn't cognitively fit to be our commander-in-chief, our head of state, our chief executive. And every single day, this administration proves that again and again. We've got this guy that we now have supposed to be leading us out of all these crises that they're mostly created by this administration, but they're supposed to be leading us out of this. And we realize now that not only does he have cognitive issues, but he's probably one of the most incompetent people ever elected to office. He's out beating his chest, incoherently babbling about what a great leader he is and how he's the savior that everybody's been waiting for 4 years during the Trump administration. And he's just destroying this country in the process. And he's surrounded himself with nothing but a bunch of idiots in the White House, Fauci and Kamala Harris, and these people who have no standing or no abilities whatsoever. And everything's being driven for politics, like you said. Now, it's not about the science. It's never been about the science with him. But it's definitely not about the science now. It's about the poll numbers. And the problem with this administration is the corner they painted themselves into.
You have spent a career in the United States military. Heck, a rear admiral in the United States Navy. What kind of national security threat does Joe Biden pose to this nation?
Well, his national security threat is huge, Grant. I mean, let's just start one thing. The border, okay? The border's wide open. We have ISIS, growing again in Afghanistan. They're going to bring those people across our southern border. We're going to have an issue with terrorism in this country again that we haven't seen in 2 decades. That's coming back because of Joe Biden. And in addition to that, we have Russia, we have China, we have Iran. Iran's about to get a nuclear weapon, right? China's a huge threat to us. They're going to roll into Taiwan in the near future. There's supposed to be a phone call tomorrow between the Russian president and Biden. What's that about? I think just wait and see. I don't think it's going to be good. I think that he might be going to be getting a heads up that they're going to be rolling into the Ukraine, and he expects Biden to stand down and not do anything about it, because we already know that Biden takes direction from Putin. So I think that we have all kinds of national security threat that he has created because of the weakness. And it started the day he got elected, but it was really solidified with Afghanistan. The way that we pulled out of Afghanistan in the middle of the night and abandoned our allies there and got 13 Americans killed in the process, turned over billions of dollars of weapons to our enemies. We looked incredibly weak and ineffective, and we just inspired confidence in all of our enemies. And we just abandoned our allies. And now we're gonna pay a price for it.
It's amazing to me that I'm at a point where I seriously worry about a man who's the sitting United States president, and Joe Biden, talking with Vladimir Putin. I think it's more dangerous when he gets on the phone with him than it is if he's not talking to Vladimir Putin.
100%, Grant. We would be so much better if they would have just kept Biden in the basement since day one, just left all the Trump policies in place. Everything was on track. Trump had done a great job establishing our reputation abroad, keeping our economy strong, just anything, our border, anything you can think of. Trump had set Biden up for success. Biden came in, every time he walks out on the stage, he undoes something that Trump did that ends up being a disaster for this country. We would be much better off if they would just tuck him away in the basement, and we don't have to even see him, and none of our adversaries or our allies have to talk to him again for another 3 years.
You know, the reality is that it's not rhetoric. It's true, and it's sad that it's true, but that is the reality we face. Let me ask you now about the China virus. We see the CDC walking back the quarantine from 10 to 5 days. I'll ask you to put your doctor hat on. Let me play a clip from Dr. Fauci, which totally, again, takes away any confidence that I have in this man to do a truthful and good job with dealing with this crisis. But here's Dr. Fauci today.
There is the danger that there will be so many people who are being isolated, who are asymptomatic for the full 10 days, that you could have a major negative impact on our ability to keep society running. So the decision was made, although it's not completely risk-free, of saying, let's get that cut in half.
Congressman, I could go ballistic on this. I mean, what were they doing for the last 2 years? Why now all of a sudden Do they even believe this, what they're saying? This is what we've been saying for 2 years.
Yeah, we've been saying this. What they've been doing is they've been working on their stupid social re-engineering of this country for the last year. They've been ignoring everything that matters in this country to the normal people, to the rest of us. And it's insane that we still have Anthony Fauci as a spokesperson for this. This guy has zero credibility. This guy likely brought us the virus with the funding that he oversaw from the NIH. He probably created this thing via the funding that he oversaw and the programs that he oversaw. This guy has Napoleon complex like nobody I've ever seen. I've known him for a long time. He thrives on this. He feeds on this. This is how he exists right now, is the power and the authority that he's got from spinning this up. And there's a lot of people in the administration that benefit from spinning this up. But, you know, like you said, they created this crisis themselves. They spun everybody up for weeks and weeks over the Omicron variant, scaring the crap out of everybody. I mean, if you happen to be one of those people that watches these idiots on MSNBC and CNN all day, you'd be terrified right now, the stuff that you're hearing, right?
Yeah.
And so people are lined up trying to get tests. They're panicked. And then they tell us, well, we will have some tests. We're going to put them out there. We're going to take care of that. But we're not going to get tests out for another month. I mean, who says that? Who spins people up like that and terrifies them? And then tells them that we need to get tested on a regular basis, then tells them we don't have any tests.
Well, I can tell you who does it. That's what the Democrats do. They deal in fear, and they want everyone living in fear. But I think America, thanks to people like you, are waking up to this fact. Congressman Ronny Jackson, it's always great to see you. Thank you for the straight talk. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Thank you, Grant. Happy New Year to you as well.